guys, this is Jerry Brewer. I'm back again to follow up on the last video I posted of getting into the rear hip. I got a lot of really good feedback on that. Basically the feedback was unanimous, and thanks a lot, Jerry, for pointing that out. You know, how do I integrate that into my swing? That's what I'm going to talk about today, is how we can do that. So just to kind of refresh ourselves, what I'm talking about is really controlling the stride of this rear hip. I see a lot of faults, but really the very first thing we do, we put ourselves in a bad position. Whether it's tipping back, getting a lot of hip hike, allowing our body to slant this way, caving in this rear knee. You see some guys bring this leg up, this knee goes in, and our butt goes up, front hip hike. It's not a good thing. And some of it's even just mentality of the stride. I hear instructors talk about, I just want you to fall. When we fall in, we cave this rear knee, we push forward with this knee and get us in this position. So those are some faults. I mean, the common denominator about all of these is, by the time we get our stride completed, we're in a pretty poor position. Whether it's this knee is already in, we have some hip hike, front hip sticking way up in the air, tip back here, whatever. I talk about guys, I don't want them to burn up this rear leg so early. I want them to save it so they can still turn for the ball. So we want to avoid this stuff. I say, guys, just imagine if you're a golfer, or the ball's right here. Now my only job is to hit this ball, and we can't stride. I wouldn't want to be like this, and then swing. I would want to look like a golfer, have some coil, and be ready to go. So that's what I'm after. I want these guys to learn how to control the stride through this rear hip. And so, how do we do that? Okay, so I'm going to show you some movement things, and I'm going to show you some swings, and I want you to keep in mind 3 focus points. The first one is control with the rear hip. Everything is going through this rear hip. We're not reaching, we're not falling, we're controlling everything through this rear hip. The second thing, be strong through the core. Brace. The core really is designed to resist rotation. I see a lot of guys, we hear about forward by coil and inward turn, and that's all great, it really is. But there's many ways to do it. So part of that is I want you to focus on using it with the rear hip, but also brace this stuff. I don't want you to just turn with your obliques and your lumbar spine. That doesn't do us a lot of good. And the third thing is kind of a term I'm kind of coining is I want you to stride downhill. I want you to keep this pelvis level and be going, being attacking. Now, I want us to be up here, kind of in a weak posture. I want us to be attacking, going downhill. So the first thing, and I got this from Mike Reinhold, is put whatever your rear foot is whatever your rear leg is. For me, I'm right-handed, hit right-handed, so it's my rear foot. And I want you just to get this feeling, not a big movement, but controlling this hip. Okay, so from the side, I have a little bit of forward bend. I'm not straight up and down. I'm forward bending, and I'm just back and forth, side, side, controlling this through this rear hip. I've been on a plane all day, so I'm not that good at it. So use this as an activation drill. If you've been riding in a bus, if you've been on a plane, if you've been sitting in a chair all day, get this out and activate these glutes. Be able to control through this rear hip. Very, very important, okay? It's not a big movement. It doesn't have to be big. We want to control this. Learn to move my pelvis through my hip, okay? So the second thing, I'm going to bring you out of a unilateral stance and put you in bilateral. Just like we're doing with our hip hinge, just fairly wide stance, hip hinging. Learn to get into this hip. Learn to get into this hip. Learn to get into this hip. Getting into this hip, getting out of this hip. Okay? Then from this position, like a David Ortiz, I want you to learn to move. I tell guys, I want you to imagine there's a quarter in your back pocket. Show the shortstop there if you're right-handed. Get into the rear hip, move, move. I'm getting in the rear hip and I'm not just caving in. I'm moving. It's a little bit of rotation. Sitting into this. If you're left-handed, same thing. Same thing. Left-handed guys, especially if you throw right-handed, hit left-handed, sometimes really have a struggle with this getting into this left hip. So really emphasize this one first. It's for reasons I won't delve into. Don't worry, right-handed guys have their own problems with the lead leg. Learn to get into this. Learn to move. From there, we can just hit the ball. And we can come in here into the very, very important. Get in, not just cave, get in, move. See, I get some pressure on the backside of my foot. I'm saving this rear leg to turn in, okay? From there, you can just bring it into swings. I like to have guys come in, get into the rear hip nice and tall, like King Griffey Jr. or Troy Tulowitzki. From there, same thing. Take this quarter, show the shortstop. Move out, save this rear leg on the backside of my foot. It's not a fall, not a forward press. I'm getting this in. But I'm coming in here, and I'm controlling this movement with my rear hip. I'm strong, I'm braced here, and I'm trying to stride downhill. Coming here nice and tall, saving this rear leg for the movement, okay? So you can just hit some balls from this. Come tall, move out, hit. Totally fine. Now bring this into a toe tap if you want. Now I've had guys who do this as a drill and love it as their swing, and they incorporate it. That's totally cool. So, you know, your stride is very very independent. So if you find something you like, stick with it. Your stride, what's optimal for you is based on your anatomy, based on your building, what you're good at, whether you're right-handed, left-handed. So don't get caught up in trying to copy somebody. Find what works for you, find what you can control. I've had guys who said, come into this, man, I can really move in that. I can really stay going downhill, stay attacking, and they turn it into their swing. Great, more power to them, okay? So last thing is I really want you to ratchet it up, if nothing else is for feel, is doing this high leg kick. You're coming in here, making it very dynamic. Very dynamic, kind of pinch this knee in, come in, and get this feeling of going downhill. Like a Jose Batista, Mike Rizzo, Anthony Rizzo, I should say. Now, these guys stay at a good hip line, attacking downhill. Come in here, move forward. Come in here, move forward. And just to build up the strength, you get a feel for this. You might find you like it. You might find you can control it. That is great. Whatever works for you. But I want you to go into this progression. You don't even have to hit the ball. You can even stop. But I want you coming in here and making this very dynamic and moving out, getting this good push. Okay? So those are 3 things I want you doing. Or maybe it's 4. Learning this movement, especially if you're left-handed. If you hit left-handed, really learn how to get into this hip. These guys struggle with it. And once you get a feel for that, make this your activation drill. Make this your part of your warm-up. Really learning to control this. And then move into your bilateral. Take the bat out of your hands if you want to, whatever. Hold it right here. Get into this rear hip. Move out of it. Move out of it. I'm not caving in. Move out of it. You can see the pelvis. It's a ring. Okay, it's attached. So whatever I do with my rear leg, it's going to have reciprocal action with the front leg. A lot of guys want to worry about coil and all this stuff. If you're controlling it well to the rear side, my rear knee is going to come in and coil. So don't worry about it so much. Really do a good job controlling through the rear side. You keep a nice stable core, good things are going to happen. All right. So that's my second progression where I'm just moving, learning to control my hips. I can hit some balls from this. Moving out of this, hit some balls, totally fine. And come in here in a stride, tall, King Griffey Jr. You watch him, he's very, very narrow. The first thing he does is break with this rear hip. Doesn't lift, he's moving his body through his rear hip. He stays nice and downhill, good decision. Bring this into a toe tap if you want, kind of make it more dynamic. That's great. And I want you coming in, getting wide, and then make this very, very dynamic, just to get a feel, just to build the strength. Come in here with your leg lift. Bring this knee in like a different if you want to. That's great. Just to get an idea, the concept is I'm going to get into this hip. I'm going to get in this hip and get out of it. Here. Move forward. Alright guys, so don't screw up your swing on your very first